Hello everybody, this is Tip Top MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering Arena video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Kaladesh Remastered and its debut on MTG Arena on November 12th. So, Kaladesh Remastered is right around the corner, and just the other day, they released a full card list, and I did a video covering that, just kind of giving you my thoughts and breaking down what they said. And I said, coming later, I'm going to do a little bit more of a breakdown of the card list. I'm not going to talk about every card, because that would be a little insane. I believe there are about 300 cards in the set. But what I would do is break it into categories. And so in today's video, we're going to be talking about two things. First, the quote-unquote new cards, those being the cards that were not originally part of Kaladesh or Aether Revolt. And then I'm also going to break down the alternate arts and what I think they mean. Now, if you don't know what a remastered set is, it's essentially MTG Arena going back set by set, adding them to the game. And so we had Amonkhet Remastered, which combined both Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, and they tried to make a really awesome draft format out of it while also expanding Historic towards Pioneer. This is the same thing, except it's combining Kaladesh and Aether Revolt, and it looks like it's like more things have been cut. And so I'll be doing a video covering the most impactful things that were cut, so probably none of the commons, but I'm going to talk more about the rares, mythics, and uncommons that were cut and what it could mean for Kaladesh coming to Arena and what it could mean for like the path towards Pioneer. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. In this one, we're going to talk about what new cards they added. So with Amonkhet, they added, I don't know, was it 2 per color and then multicolors? So they added like 12 cards that were not originally in Amonkhet or Hour of Devastation. A lot of them were what they called masterpieces at the time, which were extremely rare cards that weren't exactly legal and standard. And weren't like considered part of the set, but you could sometimes pull them. So these include things like Wrath of God and Thoughtseize, and some cards that were just completely out of the blue, like Collected Company that had brand new art. Now, you know, when they do another remastered set, people are thinking, okay, they're doing this again to improve the draft experience, add some cards that they want. And what's interesting is they are, but to a much lesser degree. First, I want to talk about Sculpting Steel. It's a 3-cost artifact, and it says you may have Sculpting Steel enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact on the battlefield. And this is not a card within Kaladesh or Aether Revolt, but it was a masterpiece. And what I find weird is look at the border of it. It has the masterpiece border. And at first I was like, okay, they're just using art from like the real card. But then you look and you realize, first off, this has some of the tendencies of MTG Arena. And in the bottom left, the artist is really big. And that's kind of showing you that this is an MTG Arena card. So it looks like we are getting inventions, or what did they call them? Inventions? Innovations? One of those, you know, those card frames in here. But the weird thing is, Sculpting Steel is the only new addition to Kaladesh and Aether Revolt. And I honestly think the reason for that is I think it was rushed. If you look at, like, the timeline, originally Pioneer Masters was supposed to be coming out in this time frame, but then when Amonkhet Remastered came out, they realized how much people liked the drafting experience of it, and so they decided to push Pioneer Masters back, probably because they realized drafting wasn't that great. So instead, what did they do? Aether Revolt. And it seems like they, you know, didn't have the time to pick the right cards for this, so they just picked one. And I find it really weird that they picked one, so I think one of two things is going to happen. One, this is just a card that they thought really fit Historic well. Or two, I guess there's 3 things. Two, they are planning on just leaving it at this one, and that's it. And number 3 is that they are going to reveal later editions, I guess later, as we get closer. I think there were like 298 cards, so maybe there's 2 other cards. That would be kind of interesting to see. It would be weird for them to add this and have it be one of the only cards with this frame, for instance. Now, of course, cards from Kaladesh and Aether Revolt did have this frame, so it is possible that something like the Gear Hulks, which all had a version with this frame, can also get this frame, and maybe they'll do their own like showcase frame like festival, and I think that could be really interesting. Now, the next part of this video is really going to be talking about the alternate arts. So I will show you an example. On the right, we have the alternate, on the left, we have the normal. And so what these are is, on the left, we have the art from the normal card that was printed. On the right, we have the card from the masterpiece, which is similar to Sculpting Steel with that border. But it doesn't have that border. So I'm very confused why this one card has this special border, when even if we go back to the Amonkhet Remastered, they didn't put any of the invocations in their special border, and maybe that's because their border was awful, but, you know, why aren't these ones in their border if they're going to be like a style? It appears like it's going to be a style. Why are they not in that fancy border? Is it something they added later? Is it just for that one card so people know that it's special? Is it going to like not appear in like draft boosters or something? I really want to know what's causing this. And so I'm going to kind of just go through the cards here. Some of them are pretty big cards. Some of them are pretty small like this. And so they're using either their masterpiece art or promo art. And so you can see the promo art, for instance, with Fatal Push. This was not a masterpiece, but this is promo art. And so it's interesting to see, first off, what cards they picked and why they're alternate art and not alternate frame. Now, I could totally see that they exported the set images in preparation for this, and then they decided, ooh, we're going to do the frames, and then these will end up being in frames, but it is very strange. And so what I think they're going to do is I think that there may be more of them revealed. If I were to bet, I would say we're going to have a couple extra editions or revealed later on, and each of them is going to come in that special frame. And then they're going to, say there's 4 of them total. They're going to do 4 festivals, and then at the end of each festival, you get that special frame card, at least the style, or maybe even the card itself. And then the previous ones, you're going to get these alternate art cards for these. Now, this card, we do know, I didn't replace what it normally looks like. Whoops, that's my fault. But this is the alternate version of it, and we know how you're getting that. You're getting that through the pre-order for the Kaladesh Remastered bundle. So 1 Aether Hub alternate card style. Now, one other option I actually really like is the fact that these other card styles may actually be like F&M at home rewards or things that they can just cycle into the daily deal shop. I would prefer F&M at home rewards, although I understand kind of keeping those standard legal may be more important. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens here with all of these. I want to know your guys' opinion on the alternate art and the random sculpting steel that's in here. If you guys are more interested in what was not included, because I think that is also a very fascinating topic. There are some interesting exclusions, There are some exclusions that I think were necessary, like Walking Ballista and Felidar Guardian, and there's some interesting ones that I'm not sure exactly why they did it, but we will break that down in a video coming soon, so hit subscribe so you can see that when it comes out. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and again, leave your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. See you guys in the next one. Bye.